In this lesson, we're going to learn all about Basecamp Manager Reports and how to use them to manage your club members and their progress and pathways. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to log in to the Toastmaster website. You can see here I'm logged in. You can see my name. Then we go to Pathways and Basecamp. Now we're going to log in as a Basecamp manager. So choose the club that you want to manage. If you are a secretary, vice president of education, or president, then this button will be shown for you. Now that you're logged into Basecamp Manager, click on the blue Member Progress square. This will take us to the reports. Now, when you first come here, the charts may be blank. If that's the case, then simply go to the upper right here under options, choose refresh. Now it may take some time for the data to be refreshed in the charts, so please be patient with the system. Here we can see that the data has been refreshed, and we see the members in level 1, 2, 3. There's no one in level 4 and 5. The blue bars represent the number of members in that particular level. So for example, in level 1, Innovative Planning, there are 3 members. Persuasive Influence, 1 member. Presentation Mastery, 2. Strategic Relationships, 1. And Team Collaboration, 1. If you want to see details on who exactly these people are, click on the arrow and then View Details. This opens up the same chart, and right below it, you can see the actual member names who are in these different paths. Click on the upper right menu to show the labels. Now I'm going to show you how to export the data into Excel. So first we're going to close this window, details window. And then back to the arrow, and this time we'll choose export to Excel. So the file was generated almost instantaneously and downloaded by a browser. So I'm going to just launch the file that was downloaded. In here in Excel, you can see pretty much the detailed view. There's a graph, and then right below that are the list of members in the individual paths. And now in Excel, you can slice and dice however you wish. Going on now to the next report, the path progress. Again, if there's no data here, we'll just refresh it as before. So the data shows which level the members are in each path. For example, in Innovative Planning, there's at least 1 member in level 3. Same with Presentation Mastery, there is at least 1 member in level 3. Persuasive Influence has at least 1 member in level 2. And the Pathways Mentor Program, Strategic Relationships, and Team Collaborations have at least 1 member in each at level 1. Moving below, we can see the number of those who have not yet started on their path, the number who are actually in progress, and this one looks exactly like the one above, and then finally below, the number of those who have completed a path. Now, if you want to find out exactly who again these members are, you can go to View Details. And as before, we can see the actual names of those who are in the paths. So you can see who's in Innovative Planning level 3 and Presentation Mastery 3, for example. And as before, you can also export the data to Excel. And this is the detailed view as before for the path progress. And below, once again, you can see the members who are in each path, and you can slice and dice however you wish. Moving on to the next report is the path type. Now this report shows which members have chosen the online and which ones have chosen the printed path. In this particular club, all members have chosen the online, and you'd probably use this report to identify who have chosen the printed path method for pathways, there's no way to track their progress online because they're using the printed path. So by identifying who they are in your club, you can probably then provide them additional assistance, particularly when it comes to recording their awards or keeping track of where they are and approving their levels. So you'll have to approve them manually and keep track of them manually, as they have no record in the system at all other than the fact that they are using the printed path. As always, you can always click on the refresh if there's no data here. You can click on the view details to see which members those are and export the data to Excel to do further analysis. In number 4, you have the recently selected path. This report would show you those who have just recently started with the Pathways program. And perhaps once you identify who these are, then you can provide them special assistance, help them get familiar with the system, and see if there's any difficulties they have, so that you can be there for them. You can provide them additional trainings. And you can also identify who you need to schedule right away for their icebreaker speech. In this particular case, there's no one in the club who has selected a path in the past month. Finally, we have the external training, and these are for those who have requested to give a project outside of a Toastmaster club. So for example, if someone would like to give their speech at work or in another venue that's outside of the Toastmaster club atmosphere, then they would normally request as an external training. And this can be used as for your records. So again, when you approve the level completion and having the agendas in hand, you notice that their name is not there for a particular project, then referencing the external training can help you reconcile that. So then you'd have an indication that they will be giving the project in a venue outside of Toastmasters. So that's how you can use this report. In summary, we've talked today about all the 5 reports available in Toastmasters in the Basecamp. We've looked at the individual progress, which I think is the most useful report. It shows you where your members are in the club in terms of the levels and in the path. And I've shown you also how to refresh the data if nothing appears, as well as to view more details and identify those members, who they are, and export the data to Excel for further analysis. You've seen also the path progress, to seeing where people are in terms of the path types, to see who's doing online and who's doing printed paths, those who've just recently started pathways, and those who've requested external training.